Good morning, everybody. I decided to do my live without my tooth in. Just because. Who knows why I decided to do half the things that I do. I make my own teeth. I have a tooth that I've been making forever and ever and ever. So my front tooth, I think I've only done a live, for 1 minute without my tooth in before. So I was like, dude, have the courage. Just do it without the tooth in. I was like, all right, I'm doing it, whatever. Good morning, Barb. How you doing? It's a completely different look when you don't have a tooth in. So, when I was a kid, I ended up smashing my face. We were playing a game, and the kids, behind me, my friends, we'd jump up and you push, and you'd see how far you could go. Well, they thought it was going to be an awesome idea to push me up high and smash my face off the ground. So it was a great dentist that I had, and it was awesome. I had a crown to begin with, and then that popped off when I was a kid. So that, good morning, Dan, what's up? So then I ended up, what ended up happening? So I got the permanent put on. And the permanents aren't supposed to last that long, but for whatever reason, mine lasted forever, for a long time. I mean, I'm talking probably 40 years. And I was playing football down in Florida. We do our national tournament every year. And we were playing, and I got hit hard. I play football hard. I play hard. Everybody knows I play hard, and I'm going to bring it. But, man, I got smashed. It was the 35 and over league. And those guys are just they don't care at that point. They're going to hit you as hard as they can. So I got hit in the back of the head, smashed in the front, smashed in the side. And I was like, oh, well, that kind of felt interesting. Good morning, Matt. What's up? Wyatt, what's up, brother? Great to see you. So I'm like, oh, man, my tooth, which is like a metal stud, right? My tooth is not pointing in the right direction. I'm like, that can't be good. And it's probably going to be expensive. And sure enough, it was, and it wasn't. So my tooth ended up, the metal post, it broke because, good morning, Karen, what's up, hon? The metal post, it broke because that's how hard it was hit in the head, like 2 or 3 times. These guys, when I was going up for an interception, and they weren't having any of it, you ain't getting that pick, buddy. So, I come home, and I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe the tooth will stay in. No, it fell out. So for the longest time, I would take this tooth, whatever it was made out of, porcelain. Pete, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Kathy. I would take this porcelain tooth and I kept putting it in my mouth, right? And, I was trying to hang on to it, and it's like $4,000 or $5,000. This guy doesn't have insurance. This guy doesn't have insurance. So I, dental insurance. So it's like $4 or $5 grand, really, for a tooth? That is crazy. So, by playing football down in the city, and it would fall out all the time because it's just super loose. At this point, it's not going to stay in. And I'm like, So the one time I'm playing and I hit my one buddy and I'm rushing in and it went flying. I don't know where it went. Good morning, Dave. What's up, brother? It went flying. I don't know where it went, but it was gone. I think the seagulls or the geese got it because I was looking all over for it. We stopped the game. Everybody was looking for it. And I'm like, man, I am not going to find this thing. I even brought a metal detector back. Friends of mine gave it to me. I'm looking for it. I'm just not going to find it. It's always gone. It was at some seagull or some goose got a meal that day, whatever it was. And then my buddy was all he's like, yeah, I knocked your tooth out. I'm like, dude, it was loose already. I have my pride there. I'm not going to give anybody an inch on anything physical that they're able to do to me, right? Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Christine. Well, you didn't knock my tooth out. It was already knocked out. They knocked it out down in Florida. It was just hanging on by a thread. So I remembered watching at night with a girl I was seeing at the time, because this has been going on for like 5 or 6 years at least. And I remembered watching a commercial, late at night commercial, and they called it Insta-Tooth. And if you don't have your teeth or your teeth are all jacked up and you're missing them, use this Insta-Tooth and you'll be able to make a tooth, and you'll be able to get that job that you want. You'll be able to have that confidence that you've got without, because you've got a tooth, And I was like, because I'm always thinking, right? And so I did a little bit of research online and I found this stuff. Well, for Insta-Tooth, it was like super, super expensive, right? And it was like, for a small little bit, it was like $25 or $30. But the same exact stuff that they use, that they just packaged up, they bought the other stuff, packaged it up, put it in there, and then sold it for like $25. They're like, yeah, and my more handsome look without the tooth. Thanks, Christy. I appreciate it, sweetheart. So you guys aren't going to be able to take this one out of your mind. You're just not going to be able to take it out of your mind. So I ended up, I found this stuff, and I found the big bag. Well, the big bag was like $5. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give the $5 bag a try. If it works, it works, whatever. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll go get the other stuff to get to do it. God forbid I go get a real tooth, worked out, and have the dentist put something in there that's real and it works, right? No, I'm going to spend the $5 on the stuff that Insta-Tooth is supposedly made out of. So I get it, and I see the bag, and the girl that I was seeing at the time is laughing her ass off because first she can't believe that I'm going to be making Shawno. What's up, Shawno? I think Shawno was there when my tooth went flying out of my face, and he was probably there when I got smashed in the head and it went blasted out. So I'm like, I tell her I'm going to make this tooth, right? And Sean was laughing his ass off. He goes, Pete, do you really make your own tooth? He's like, I gotta know. Do you really make your own tooth? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that is amazing. Just add it to the stories that we've got for Pete Harding, right? And everybody is just dying and rolling and in tears. My girlfriend's no different. The stuff comes in, the bag comes in at the time. And she's like, are you kidding me? She's like, it says you can make, she goes, it says you can use this to make like a plastic keychain hook. You can use it to make all these things. You can even use it to make like a plastic plane. And she goes, you're going to use this to make a tooth for put inside your mouth. I'm like, yep. And I guess it's like medically safe plastic or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. But I got good at making my own teeth. So I did the first one. You don't know what's going to happen, right? You put it in the hot water and you're waiting and, you're stirring it around and you're hoping. You're like, man, if I can make a tooth for $5, it's going to be great as opposed to save $4,000, $5,000. So I did it. I made the first one. Oh, God, the best part, I forgot about it. So before I got the Insta-Tooth, whatever the hell it was, I still got the product here. I got like 80 lifetime supplies of this stuff in this one bag. But before that, you're all self-conscious and you're like, oh, worried about what people are going to think. They're going to see me. Who cares? But you have that ego and you got that pride, right? Joe, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Dad, what's going on? Roger, what's up, bud? And you're like, oh man, I can't let anybody see me without a tooth. It's going to be so embarrassing, right? So I took gum like a moron. I took gum and I stick it up in there. What's up, Diane? What's up, Anna? Great to see you. And my brother, I go over to my brother's house, and he's like, what is in your face, dude? Like, what did you use? A melted plastic fork? I'm like, no, I use gum. I use a chiclet. I put it up in there. That wasn't going to work. So then I ended up making a tooth. And I'm like, man, that tooth worked out all right. It actually looks pretty damn good. And nobody can tell. The tooth starts to get a little bit old, when it starts to get a little bit weathered. Oh man, that was one of the things, Lisa, what's up, bud? That was one of the things we were talking about, Christy. We were joking about that. Like, use one of the candy cords. Use it. So once the tooth starts getting a little bit beat and wore, because they do, you're eating and everything else, it's not supposed to be used for that. For as long as you do. But 5 years later, 6 years later, whatever it is, here I am, still making my teeth. And people are like, hey, would you make me a tooth? Would you make me a tooth? I'm like, yeah, I'll make you a tooth. Come on over. I won't even charge you. Bring me some hot cocoa, a little donut. Bring a donut with you. So, I don't even know. Maybe I'm a little bit delirious today. I woke up, I'm like, I'm doing it without a tooth today. Everybody's going to see me without a tooth. So, I'll go over to my mom's today. We got lunch. I'll do it without the tooth. I'll go over for lunch. Josh! What's up, brother? Great to see you. Saw your mom. Got to hang out with her and Craig last. It was so great. They're so awesome. So blessed to get to know them. But, so I got lunch today over at my mom's. We're going to do that. My brother and I, he's going to get there around 11. It was great. And then today at dinner time, 5 o'clock, you guys know I love me to eat. Oh, yeah. I got to put the tooth in or else it gets all packed up with food. I learned that real quick. Oh, and if you ever do have to make one of these teeth like this, Brian, what's up, brother? Popsicle stick. Oh my God, that was one of them that we were saying to use a popsicle stick, Joe. Have him come over. I got plenty. We got a lifetime supply for him and everybody. Oh God, I just forgot where my train of thought went. But anyways, oh yeah. So when you do it, you got to learn. Scott, what's up, brother? Great to see you. But when you do it, you got to make sure you rinse that stuff out. We bought, used. Oh my God, Joe is saying that. John, what's up, honey, sweetheart? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody, by the way. So you learn really quick that, oh man, it gets an odor, right? It gets a funky odor because you can't make it clean. You just can't make it like it fits perfect. You gotta rinse it out. So guys, if you're gonna make your own teeth, make sure you're rinsing it out. You don't want to get that infection inside there. I'm talking about friggin' teeth infection, but this is true. And you gotta rinse it out. And I use a little sprayer inside the sink, get it nice and warm, and you brush it and floss it, and you do your thing. So, anyways, enough about teeth. So I had a great day today. Gonna spend it with family, and last night, you guys saw my lives. Hey, Ashlyn, what's going on, hon? Happy New Year's, everybody. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm doing it toothless. I am definitely doing this whole one toothless. The whole one's being toothless, so you're welcome. You're very welcome, and I'm sorry. So, I got there at like 4 o'clock last night. Alyssa, what's up? Roger, now you're over here. So, Nancy had asked and Charlie had asked me to get down there. We had some word from Antifa, their posts, and that was really it, that they were notifying law enforcement and government agencies, and that at 8 o'clock they were going to inundate 911 with calls about, what we were doing in our event. And how was that smart? Kim, what's going on? Kim was awesome last night. Kim had so much fun. We had the dance floor. I'll get into that in a minute. But like how ignorant is that Antifa, and just how disconnected is it? We're going to call 911 at 8 and occupy their phone lines with ridiculousness. So when people really need the 911 phone lines, they're occupied, right? Taken up. Oh my God, Barb, it was just amazing. Oh, Anna, yep, absolutely. I'm going to be there. I'll be there. I'm going to absolutely be there. And then tomorrow, we do have a bunch of different things going on too. So we serenade our seniors, and then we've got the hockey event that we're going to be there to support too, and try to get over to the stadium for what we've got going on with Frank. So lots going on. But Anna, make sure you please text me, all right? Text me now on the other phone, so that you remind me, and I've already got the date and the time and the location, so I will absolutely be there for sure. It'll all work out. And so, Charlie and Nancy with some concerns. They were like, well, hearing that the police are going to put up roadblocks. Good morning, Ralph. What's up, brother? We're going to put up some roadblocks. So we got there early. We scouted everything out. We sweep it every single time. We get there about an hour or 2 hours early, and we have an entire team that goes through and sweeps everything. We go everywhere, every single place within, depending on where we're at, about a 1 or 2 mile radius. And then we post up our guards around, and we drive around and make sure we're just have eyes so everybody's protected. So we went out and we did that, and we noticed that, you know, they were talking about law enforcement blocking everything down, and law enforcement didn't. You know, there was no state trooper, there were no Erie County sheriffs. Buffalo PD was there. They were posted up a couple of driveways down. And I think the reason Buffalo PD did that was so that we didn't see them as a threat, that we didn't see them as watching us, that they were just there to kind of monitor and control. And I got to give it up to the Buffalo Police Department, like I really do. Buffalo Police Department, throughout all of this, throughout everything that has happened, what I have seen personally is I have seen them grow their departments, you know, and I don't know what role the commissioner has in it at all, but, you know, these different lieutenants and the chiefs and the sergeants and the detectives and the patrolmen out in Buffalo, the Buffalo police are just, they have been so gracious and so helpful and so accommodating this entire time. And the reason that they are is they love what we do. They love what we do. They support who we are. They support what we're trying to accomplish. Thank you, Anna. I just saw that. That was that little ding. Gina, what's going on? Corey, what's up, brother? Great to see you. They love and adore that we are there for them, that we show them our support, that not only do we show them our support against Antifa and BLM and Surge and Push and Western New York Liberation Collective and all of those groups, National Attorney Lawyers Guild, all of those groups, and the insanity that they are, those groups are, but we stand for them against people like, I covered that. You got to go back and watch it, Corey. It was the whole beginning of this. So, I got a tooth. I just decided that I make my own teeth. I decided I was going to do a toothless for the new year today. You're welcome. So, and I'm sorry. But they love us because, here, I'll show you. So this is the tooth here. And then it's all fixed. It's all better. I'll do it with the tooth and the rest of it. So, love you too, brother. I love you. Jackie, what's up? So, you know, I make that. I made that tooth. Not bad, right? It's a little discolored now, so I got to make a different one. Sometimes I do like one that I can eat with and one that, and then I just go out with that. It's all shiny and sparkly. Bing! You know, just like the old, whatever toothpaste commercials they were. So, but Buffalo police love us because not only are we there for them against the terrorists, you know, against people like Mark Odian and Antifa, standing up for them, but we are there standing up for them against the bad officers. The bad officers that they haven't been able to speak out against, that they so desperately want to call out and get out of their department so that they can stop, so that those bad officers can stop terrorizing. They know and get that we understand the nuances and the intricacies of what's going on. Good morning, Mike. It's good to see you. Conrad, good to see you. But they understand that we are there for them against the bad cops. They understand that we are there for them against bad admin, against bad leadership, against bad politicians like, you know, John Flynn. And we're there for them against people like Mark Poloncarz and everything that they're doing, and the police commissioner. And they get that. And they have seen us work with them. Mark, what's up, brother? I didn't take the tooth out. No, I had the tooth out, so you guys will have to go back and rewatch the beginning of this. I had the tooth out at the beginning of this. So, but for 9 months, these law enforcement officers love and adore us. And I don't just say that lightly, because these men and these women, they give us hugs. The look of reverence that they have on their face and appreciation for what we do for them and how we operate peacefully everywhere we go. No matter what in the lion's den. And these officers, they will take a bullet for us. If they see somebody coming after us, I don't care if it's a lieutenant or it's a detective, because we have conducted ourselves fairly with them. They're boom, they see somebody doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they are on it. They are instantly on it. Frank, what's going on? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. But they are there on it, standing up for us, standing in between violence. And, when we were down in Elmwood Village and those people were throwing things at us and saying terrible, hurtful things. And, when we're down in the city and they're pepper spraying us, or, they're attacking us, clubbing us in the, back of the head, people who are grandfathers, and they're throwing snowballs at grandchildren. When we're doing that, what we're doing is we're saying, we love you. We're saying, God bless you. God bless America. And they know that this extremist way that we are portrayed as white supremacists, they know it's nonsense, and they know it's criminal and derelict and irresponsible that these media sources and these individuals on the other side and the leftists and the people that believe it, watching the news, that seriously believe, John, what's up, brother? Julie, great to see you. Happy New Year's, everybody. That seriously believe we're the problem. Even after Antifa has done and Black Lives Matter have done everything they have done to terrorize, and we have never had one incident, not one, people will still believe that we're the problem. Buffalo PD, though, they know the truth. All law enforcement agencies, any of the acronym agencies that are out there with us, they know what we stand for. They know what we're about, and they support us. Renee, Happy New Year, hon. So there were a couple of officers there. They knew. We contacted Buffalo Police like we always do. Every event that we're doing, we contact local law enforcement, state troopers and sheriffs. Every member of law enforcement that's going to be involved, or government agency, we contact them, let them know where we're going to be so that they can be prepared. And they know we're not going to be the problem. They know that. They know that Antifa and Surge and Push and Western New York Liberation Collective and, the National Lawyers Guild and Black Lives Matter, they're going to be the problems. They know that. They see the way these people dress in military gear, with their clubs, with their knives, with their hammers. They see the way that they dress. You're welcome, Jackie. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. I know, Frank. That's what we need to do. But Buffalo Police, they drove by, and, Charlie went up to him and he goes, hey, what's going on? And he goes, Charlie was like, are you any issues? He goes, no. And Buffalo Police officer's like, no, no problems. He goes, we're just, kind of keeping an eye on things. We go, we support you guys 100%. And they want to call it a super spreader event that we've got. We have been literally out there since April. It's a 99.98 survival rate for this. Well-established, well-chronicled. There's no mystery. Thousands of mutations at this point, but people are still going to live in fear. And now it's the new mutated virus. Oh, no kidding. It's mutated 2,000 times or more at this point. That's the reason you can't create a vaccination for it. So I understand you're a low information individual, but please get informed, because you're dangerous to the rest of us. You're causing fear and panic within your family and your circles of influence because you are a low information individual. Educate yourself. Look at the numbers. Stop listening to the news and the media, who are financed by the very pharmaceutical companies benefiting from this whole lockdown and this shutdown. So, Buffalo Police, we've been out there since April, and we've had one person in our group that passed away. Comorbidity, it was a comorbidity issue, and that was it. Barely anybody else in our group has gotten sick. Barely anybody else. And with the marches down in D.C., millions of us, good morning, Jessica, great to see you. Oh, Johnny boy, John, oh man, the dancing, and I'm going to get to that. Millions of people we've been around since April. protesting. Not one of us sick. Are we an anomaly? Are we superhumans? Nope, we're not. Just like Home Depot shoppers. Brian, great to see you last night, brother. It was so awesome. You skipped out on me. You Irish goodbye me. You Joe Kanaski'd me last night. I didn't get to see you. So make sure next time you say goodbyes. So, just like people who shop at Home Depot and Lowe's and they go to the supermarket, they've been working the entire time, and all the other essential businesses like Walmart and Target and, all the fast food restaurants and all the delivery personnel that have been coming out, just like they're anomalies and they're superhuman and they're not going to get sick, just like the students, just like, people below the age of 40 aren't getting sick. They're the anomaly and they're superhumans. So let's see. 99.98 of us are superhumans, right? But, Buffalo PD, they get it. They respect it. They support us 1,000%. Exactly, Conrad. No flu cases. Good morning, Carrie. We could get into that, but I just wanted to kind of keep this one positive and upbeat. So, and we had hundreds of people there. Hundreds of people. Guaranteed, you had the same situation happen with Antifa, BLM, Western New York Liberation Collective, One Society, Surge, Push, National Lawyers Guild, Mark Odian, anything that he does. Oh, and Mark Odian was crying apparently last night. Where is everybody? Well, dude, they got a life. Where are you? That's what Mark Odian loves to do, right? Where is everybody? Go out. You do it. They're hip to your game, dude. They're done. They're tired. They're over you. And we see all of his posts. We see everything that he does. And Buffalo police can't stand him. Most people can't stand him. And he's being investigated for his involvement with polling cars and getting $10,000. So Mark, maybe Mary, good to see you, hon. Barb, good to see you. Jen, what's up? So Mark, maybe you should worry about not taking $10,000 illegally from Mark Polling Cars, because now you're being investigated for that, and so is Mark. But there was this cry, there's super spreaders, but where are you going to see an Antifa event? First, they're completely miserable. They're completely unhappy. The 20 or 25 people that they have left, because they've chased everybody else away. I know people in the organization. I knew a ton more. I used to know a ton more people in their organization, and their numbers are just decimated. They can't stand leadership, and there really isn't any leadership here anymore. So guys, don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of Antifa and anything at all, not BLM, because what they're going to do is they're going to try to make themselves seem more intimidating. They're terrified, absolutely terrified of our groups. You've got the Watchmen, you've got Proud Boys, you've got the 3%ers, and then you've got everybody else that isn't a part of that. And then you have Marching Patriots, and you have Rolling Patriots. And we are ex-military, we have, ex-law enforcement, you have some active military, some active law enforcement, some active acronym agency individuals who know how to fight. These people are terrified. And I know that there was the suggestion that they were going to be there. And guys, they're gnats. The only thing that they love to do is they are that ultimate Karen. And they're actually a sad representation of Karen. Because what they love to do is they love to go out there and make the phone calls and try to threaten and intimidate people that don't know any better. And they're going to try to dox you and make you worried and concerned. Guys, they cannot, there's so many of us, they cannot stay focused for any longer than a couple of hours. That's it. That's all they got. They just happen to, Joyce, Happy New Year, sweetheart. Joe / what's up, brother? I just got done telling the story about no tooth. So, and Shauna was out here a little bit, so it was great to see you, man. Happy New Year. But they're not an issue, guys. They're not. They're unhinged, they're imbalanced, but all they do is they want to try to threaten and intimidate us. Don't let them do it. Don't get scared. Don't get nervous. If they're going to come to anybody's house, they're going to come to my house. And my 65-year-old neighbor is going to end up laying waste to them. And then when my black neighbors and my Asian neighbors and my Indian neighbors and my Arabic neighbors, when they start coming out, we're all standing arm in arm going, you're drinking hot cocoa, you know, like King of the Hill, you know, an episode of the King of the Hill at the very beginning, and we're all going, why are these people here? They're calling you a racist? They're like, we just got done hanging out last night. Just literally got done helping me shovel my driveway and my sidewalk. I didn't know you were a racist. You're a racist? You're a white supremacist? You're Nazi? You're KKK? You're a fascist? Whatever fascist means. I don't even know what fascist means. Don't you have to be in a position of power to be a fascist? So the only one that can really be a fascist is Mark Poloncarz and John Flynn, right? Gail Burstein. They're really the only ones that can be a fascist. So, all the neighbors were just all sitting there, you know, sharing donuts. Here, you want one? Here, you want one? Looking at these fools, you know, protesting. If they're going to protest in front of anybody's house, it's going to be my house. Cheektowaga PD, not going to be dealing with that at all. They're just not going to deal with it. And neither is my 65-year-old neighbor. So don't worry about it, guys. They're not interested in doing that. They don't have the numbers anymore. All they can be, absolutely, Barb, they're going to be so outnumbered. That's all they can do are be these little insects, these little mosquitoes, these little gnats that, you know, want to call your office and they want to tell you that they figured out who you are. And they don't even know what their agenda is. Like they get paid and they just want to bring it down. They want to create chaos. That's the whole thing. National Lawyers Guild, when you go look that group up, take a look and find out what it is that their mission has been for 100 years. They want to incrementally put in communist policies. That's what the National Lawyers Guild does. That's why the National Lawyers Guild no longer wears green hats, because we know that they know we're onto them. So, you know, they used to go out there and they would have their green hats and we would know exactly who they were and we would take their pictures and then we would cross-reference them, find out who they were even though they had their masks on, and we would provide that information to local law enforcement, the FBI, Homeland Security, and anybody else that we needed to. So everybody knows exactly who they are. I'm not going to dox any of them here, but they love to try to dox us. What I'm saying is don't worry about that. So we had Buffalo PD. Thank you to them again. I love those guys so much. And I love the respect that we have, the mutual respect that we have between our organizations and all local law enforcement, state troopers and Erie County sheriffs. So got there about 4 o'clock. Our team did our sweep. We did our recon. You know, we're always running, you know, ops on everything. And we've got... we had then, you know, people patrolling afterwards just to make sure. And we had a couple of different things that we knew may be issues. We saw some different people that may be issues, but it was irrelevant. It was, you know, no consequence. So about 5:30, I rolled in and Sean was there. And oh my God, Sean has the deepest voice you can possibly imagine. This big guy, he's just gruff and, you know, gray. And he was there and he had the barrels because we needed the barrels for the tents. Carl Palladino, thank you to Carl. You know, thank you to Joe Palladino. Thank you to Nancy Orticelli, all of the groups, guys, all the groups. Constitutional Coalition, Watchmen, Proud Boys, the 3 Percenters that was there. Barb, it was so much fun. And it was so safe. You know, Michelle brought the sign, the parking sign out, and I'm like, which way does it go? So, you know, it was so much fun. And if you guys saw it, it was at 301 Ohio Street. It's a property that Ellicott Development owns. And, you know, we were there. We set up the tents. It was a beautiful, beautiful night. Just a gorgeous night. And it was chilly to begin with, but then it warmed. It felt like it warmed up. Maybe because I was dancing. But Sean, he was there and he had his barrels. And people were laughing because, yeah, they're like, I just came in and I'm watching, you know, he's filling up the barrels with water from the Buffalo River. They're like, all I see is him filling up these barrels, right? So it was silly and funny. And, you know, he was there with his wife. And, you know, we're getting everything set up. But as you guys saw last night, it was the perfect location last night. Barb said it was the perfect location. Good morning, Brenda. Good morning, Amy. So, you know, you walk in and we've got like, how could it be any more picturesque? How could it be any better? We had the Buffalo River there. You got Riverworks, which was empty, which was sad. You had, the Tewksbury Lodge that was there. And you had that new beautiful building, 301. You had the Buffalo Rowing Club right there. You had Resurgence looking beautiful and gorgeous. And, we had the river, the lighting, the Skyway. Yes, the Skyway. The grain silos, and all the grain silos were there. And it felt just perfect Buffalo. It felt like all the perfect elements of Buffalo. And all the reasons that we love Buffalo and we stay here. Erica, good morning, hon. You would have loved last night, Erica. You would have been in your glory. Taylor was there. It was so good to see her. But it was perfect Buffalo. You see the bridge all lit up, going over Ohio Street to GM, General Mills. And then off in the distance, you can see the tower, whatever tower that's called now. And, then off in the distance, you could see the electric tower. It was all lit up for Christmas. Just the perfect spot. So tranquil, so serene. Oh, KIA, I forgot. KIA was there at 13 Monkeys. Jason was there as well. The Morale Response Vehicle was there. Cheech brought that out. So that was just great. A Coyote Cafe, thank them for being there. Bayou was there with food. Critchen was there. So, and there was some pizza was brought out as well, the charities that were there. And that's what the whole point of this whole thing was that it was for charity. It was there, and it was for us and our groups, but it was for charity. And that's what them members like Heather and, Nancy and Nick and Sean and Heather and everybody that was there, that's what they do. Susan. Michelle, everybody is like, okay, what can we do better? What can we do more? And the idea sharing was like bam, 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 bam. And then Sean was doing his thing, and then Nancy showed up, and and then Dale showed up, and our crew, our team of people that went out scouting beforehand, we were all there, and the parking lot was completely empty, except for the urinals. Or the porta potties and the Connex boxes, which were off on the side. And then person by person started coming in, and then the tent people came in. KIA and the Morale Response Vehicle was there, and Rooster was there with the music, and I don't know who the DJ was, but the DJ was amazing. And our crew loves to dance. Like we are going to be those people in our 80s and 90s dancing together no matter what. This crew loves to dance. It doesn't matter where we are. We have figured out how to dance inside a house where we've had 60 or 70 of us all packed in. All of us dancing. Like, we just love to dance. And it's amazing because even the people that don't love to dance, Dave, good morning, happy. Sky, great to see you and the whole No Watching family. I love you, man. It was so great to see you guys. Happy New Year, everybody. But we do, and it's like even the people that don't like to dance, like we had Steven, and Steven was out there. He's like, nope, I'm going to dance. Dwayne was out there. Maura was out there. Like everybody was out there. And Melissa can cut it, like, and Nancy can cut it, and Heather can cut it. Like, they can move. Like, they got Kim too. Kim, she's got moves, and you watch me like, oh man, I wish I danced half that good, right? And Nick, who normally doesn't dance, he's coming out there and he's dancing. And Sean with Melissa, he even came out, and Melissa was like, oh my God, So, and we had Ed out there was dancing. It just everybody that came together and dancing. And it was just so much fun. So thank you to Nancy and getting the DJ. And it's like, do we have a DJ? We don't care where it is. We don't care where we got to go. Is there a band? Is Tommy Z going to be there? What is it going to be? We're going to be dancing. That's it. We don't care. And even Sean, gruff, deep voiced, big Sean, man, he's got some moves. And I'm watching, he was cutting it too, so it was great. It was awesome. And he had some of this going on, and man, it was just fun. It was so much fun. And of course, the alcohol was flowing. It was a good time. And me, I had to keep just that light buzz. I'm lightweight. I'm a lightweight. Everybody knows I'm a lightweight. But I didn't have much food in my belly. But I get to that light buzz, and then, I got to walk away because everyone's like, keep drinking. I'm like, nope. So, we had Tracy was there and her family. Love seeing those guys. They're all amazing, and there's just such big hearts and big spirits. And Lynn and Guy came out, which was so great. Derek was there. He came out. He showed up. But literally hundreds of people that we had, guys. It was such a gift. It was such a blessing last night to see all the people. Mark! Good to see you, man. Happy New Year. And, the watchmen came in and they started doing the parking, which was great. They were directing and making sure everybody was safe. They were across the way running patrols, and everybody was all dressed up and looking great. Marching Patriots, some of us were there. Brett was there with the Edge of the Falls podcast. Pete was there. And, Brett goes to myself and Mike Segul, hey, would you guys want to come on? We're like, absolutely. So we did a part of the podcast with him. Just awesome night. Joe Palladino, he brought the fire pits. He brought the wood out. So thank you to Joe for doing that. Everybody loves them a fire pit, especially when it was cold as it was last night. We had the charities. They had the bottle. So Jason set up all the bottles and a couple of his girls that were there with KIA and 13 Monkeys. And it was the ring toss. And I did Al Haji. I met Al Haji last night. That's Heidi. Heidi, you guys know Heidi. She's on my page. So she brought Al Haji and she brought her kids out. And nope, Dave, nope. We had 2 Buffalo police officers. They were like, we love you guys. That was it. Health department, they knew better than to show up. So Al Haji was there. And Al Haji's from Houston. He came here. He was down there for about 8 years. He came up here with his ex and, kids, and then she ended up going down. But, he was there and he was dancing. We got him to dance and Heidi to dance. And Al Haji comes up to me and he goes, hey, Pete, I want to grab some of this 13 Monkeys stuff here. And I'm like, ugh. I'm like, okay, you guys know me. I'm like, all right, what are we doing? Oh, we're storming a castle with toothpicks? I'm in. Count me in. And you guys know I'm not a whiskey drinker. Oh my God. I'm not going to lie. It's smooth. It's good. Jason's got a great whiskey. Amazing whiskey. But my friggin' lungs and chest are still on fire. I'm still on fire. But it was just that reaching out, And instead of Heidi and Al Haji, they were just standing there and they weren't really sure, and their kids were doing it. And me, I'm going to walk up and, come on out, guys, come on out and dance. And they did. And even getting Steve out there and Dwayne, it was just so much fun. The dance just non-stop, and even the kids, And I met Liam, and a couple other, his grandmother and his mother. And the best part about that was, I gave his grandmother my phone number. Not for that reason. Stop it, Dave. But Liam was there and he loved dancing, and he got to meet Lucas and the other kids and just get to feel normal. And Liam loves to dance. And he goes to me, he's like 6. And he goes, yeah, I can't eat that sugar. He's going to be bouncing off the walls like this kid is over here. It was hilarious. But just getting a chance, and then Fred started talking to them, and, he embraced them. But that's what it's all about. But that Liam's mom found out about it. She's like, I want to find out what's going on tonight. She looked it up. She found us. They didn't even know us, and they came out. Their grandmother, they didn't know any of us at all. So that was a blessing and a gift in divine for them, because they just showed up, and Liam loves to dance, and he's doing his thing, and his grandmother loves to dance and taking pictures of everybody. And I think we forget that. Heidi, I was just talking about you and Al Haji. It was so great to see you. It was so great to finally meet you. And make sure you tell Al Haji I said hi, and I love meeting him. I can't wait to see you guys again at all the events. But that's, that's what it's all about. When I take a look, and you're right, Barb, we are. When I take a look out last night and I see every single face that is there, every face that was there was a Lynn and a Guy for the first time out at an event, wondering, worrying, what was going to happen. Are they the only ones out there? And, just like El Hadji was there, he's like, this is amazing. This is beautiful. This is what I love. And just like Liam and his mother and his grandmother being there for the first time, experiencing what was going on and just seeing all the love and all the passion, the camaraderie and the family, the connectedness and being together. And seeing everybody dancing and eating and, oh my God, people are like, who set this up? And, Damon came with his girl and I got to meet his girl and I forget her name. I'm sorry, Damon. But Damon came, and Damon has been to a bunch of different things. And Damon's like, who set this up? I'm like, well, we did, It's just regular for us. You get Nancy and you get the Constitutional Coalition and Heather and Michelle, and you get Heather involved, and you get our groups involved, and you get Joe Palladino involved, and Johnny, what's up? Great to see you. Oh yeah, sweatshirts. Oh, Scott, he had sweatshirts. They're $25, the Rolling Patriots. I know, Scotty. It was so great. Like, people, they wanted those Rolling Patriot shirts. So if we had, that's a lesson to learn, guys, is that had we had more of that merchandise there, we didn't even think about it. Like, people are like buying it up. Like, Scotty was there. He's like, I didn't even have to make an announcement. Scott was like, hey, can I do an announcement? Didn't even need to. So had Scotty being there, and you get the Nawachin family and forget about it. And you get John, there and doing what he does. And it's just a great assembly of people. And it just becomes so effortless. Mike at Bayou, Bobby at Critchin, and, and even Coyote Cafe and how that goes. It just all flows so seamlessly, just so seamlessly and effortlessly. Because we all just, Amanda, what's up, sweetheart? Everybody does their part. Tables brought down like it was nothing. Wood taken out of the truck, loaded up, lights, generators. What do you need me to bring? Joe Palladino, what do you guys need me to bring? You're going back? Okay, bring this. It's just orchestrated symphony perfectly. Scotty, you wanted to sell out. You sold out. I love it. And, you had all of this. It was just this beautiful, beautiful place, and the perfect place in Buffalo for all of us, because we are those people that everybody overlooks. We are those people that people discount. We're the people that everybody overlooks and dismisses and invalidates. But we're the ones that own businesses, have families, doctors, lawyers, heads of committees in the town, politicians involved in politics, the passion in the heart. And that's why it's beautiful, brilliant. And we had this collection of people with all of these hearts together. Sean, what's up, brother? And everybody just there, collectively, in this perfect setting, brought to us by Carl. And allowing, Carl's like, definitely, you do whatever you want to do. The only thing we didn't do last night was the polar plunge. I do want to do polar plunge and feats of strength. I want to do feats of strength, but we got a little distracted at the end, and that's okay. It all worked out. So, your family always forgives. Family always forgives. So it was just, in that setting, and you drive up and it's just a vacant lot. But in that vacant lot, what was created and what was built in that vacant lot, and memories that last a lifetime for so many people. For the first time in maybe 9 months that somebody came out to an event like that, it's like, oh my God, people are doing this. There's still real people out there. And that's what our responsibility is, guys. Our responsibility every moment, every day, every chance and opportunity that we have, every week, every month. Spend that time as productively and effectively as you can having those conversations. I was talking to Holly's boyfriend, and I forget his name too, and I apologize. But he was saying I was out at the supermarket, and the guy had his mask on. He pulled it down. He's like, and he wasn't wearing a mask because he hasn't worn a mask the entire time. And the guy goes, just so you know, I'm with you. Keep his eyes down. And afterwards, a half hour into it, conversation, the two of them. There are hundreds of thousands of that guy out there. And it's up to us. Paul, what's up? Tracy, what's going on? It's up to each one of us to recognize those opportunities, be responsible, take their numbers down, build our teams. When people say, where do you find your teams? That's how. It's paying attention. It's having that conversation. It's taking the moment to break away from where you're at and be here. Be present with that new person so that they know how legitimate it is. They know how compassionate, how caring we are, and get their phone number and then add them to your team and then start, communicating with them. Because the best part of these groups are the friendships. So when I looked out and I saw every one of those faces there, that they were that Liam and his grandmother and his mother. They were that Lynn. They were that El Haji. They were that guy. Or those 25 people that showed up last night to buy Rolling Patriots sweatshirts. They were those people at one point. But because how accepting and judgment free and how we embrace everybody. People within a short span of time, a week, a couple of days, a month, are already immersed in it. And like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And that is the equity that we have. And even as good as we are individually, collectively, it is just, so powerful. And everybody thinks of what to bring, coffee. Somebody got the coffee and hot cocoa, and there were the donuts and just, the shirts set up and the charities and Jason with his 13 monkeys and, the MRV and, Coyote Cafe, Bayou, Critchen was there and the DJ and just, the fire pits and just executed perfectly. And getting back to Damon's question, he's like, who set this up? Who did this? And it's his family. Man. F you guys for making me feel so emotional with this stuff. Just teasing. So anyways, you were in that setting. And Sean doing his dance and everybody else dancing and group dances. Of course, we're going to do the group dances. And we, Sean was smart enough to put the tape up so that, Nick and I weren't going to be tempted to run into the river. And because we would have. And there would have been a bunch of others that would have joined us. That's the best part. We're like, we're going swimming. Yeah, let's go. From age 5 to 80, we would have all been like, let's go. Not a good idea. But so just that, and then so all of us there in a parking lot that was completely revolutionized, it just transformed, completely transformed. Into this venue that was like where else in Buffalo, in Western New York, in so many places in the country, were things like that happening. It was beyond wonderful. And especially when you think about it in those terms, we are there not just for ourselves, but for everybody else that wants to be there. Everybody else that we're reassuring, encouraging, validating, affirmating, everybody saying we're here for a reason. These are the reasons. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be bringing even more people in. And how many people came up to me last night and said, hey, right? Absolutely, Heidi. How many people said this is just the beginning? And when we take that responsibility on to be human, to be humane, mindful and aware and present, and to be compassionate and empathetic and really truly there, that's when this group grows even more, because each one of us getting a person every couple of days, or even using Facebook to go out to all these other groups and getting maybe 10 people a day to start to talk to. Those people then become friends that are indelibly attached to the group. So midnight start. So freaking Joe, like the intellectual equity and creativity in these groups is unbelievable. So Joe, he's fighting and struggling with this mast the whole night, right? Not the whole night, but while he got there, trying to get this thing up. And it was going to be the ball drop. So we had the big screen. So there was not only the DJ, but there was the big screen. The music was playing and the ball drop was going to be on there. And then Joe gets this mast up, set up at the corner of one of the tents. And he gets a shop light. It's got the light on and everything else, and he's got like a cord, to the shop light that he puts all the way to the top. And of course, you've got the big TV, right? The big TV with the ball drop, but everybody's gonna watch our own personal ball drop last night, all because of Joe. And at midnight, our count was a little bit off, but nobody cared. And who was there? I think DJ Rob was there in the house, and started dropping it. It's just perfect. So it was a little disappointing that Nick didn't drop down with the green man suit and all the light bulbs. Not gonna lie, a little bit disappointed, but equally, it was just so great. But that's it. And Joe's just like, it's just seamless. It just all comes together. It's just like there's this collective consciousness. Like, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? And then midnight came, and off in the distance, we're looking at the electric building, and we had a perfect vantage point for seeing all of those fireworks. And it was just so awesome. So, by the end of the evening, I was beat. I had been texting everybody, and texting individually, not even doing the group messages, because I was afraid that people weren't going to be able to get the message. Then I'd do a Facebook Live and do a Facebook post and everything that I needed to do. Get out there at 4, I get the team ready, we get out there, we're doing our thing. And about like 1 o'clock, I'm standing there, and I met 2 other guys. I met Brian and Colby, who were first timers to the group as well, getting to talk to them and getting their number. And, hey, Melissa, what's going on, hon? And, getting their numbers, and, the numbers had dissipated down. I think there was probably maybe just 15 or 20 of us at most. And we had a couple of the burn pits that Joe had brought, and just taking that in and reflecting on what the evening was. The whole 3 weeks of all of us building up to that moment. And then getting everybody there. And that, synchronicity and symphony, that orchestra that just flowed perfectly. And then seeing everybody leave and, being a little bit sad, but not really. And just reflecting on the evening and seeing everybody just standing together that hadn't known each other in the past month, couple of months, several months. It was special. So, thank you to everybody that came out. I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I'm going to an event today. Like I said, I got lunch with my mom, dinner with my dad. There's an event that Anna has invited me to. And then tomorrow there is a lot of things going on. We actually have a serenade, or well, actually, no. We had serenade our seniors planned. I'm not sure. I have to find out if we still have that planned or not. What time? I know we were thinking about 2 o'clock, but from 11 to 1, we are going to be out in the North Towns. There's a hockey center out there that we're going to be at, and we're going to be there supporting their group. If Mark Pollencars can skate, then these kids should be able to skate. So we're going to be doing that from 11 to 1. And then I know also Frank Coleman tomorrow, we're planning on being at the stadium. We're going to be a matter of civil disobedience to stand up against Mark Pollencars. Sheriffs have said they don't want to support it. So They're not going to arrest anybody or do anything like that. Good morning, Sharon. So that's our day. That's everything. That's what we've got going on. The weekend. I mean, is it Friday? Oh man, it is Friday. So wait a minute. I'm missing a day. I'm thinking it's Saturday. So Friday today, that's everything that I've got. Then Saturday, marching Patriots are off. Rolling Patriots are off. And then what I was alluding to was Sunday. So Sunday, I was missing a day there. I kept thinking it was Saturday, so I do apologize. But yeah, last night was so great. It was so special. On the 9th in Tonawanda. Okay, yeah. I totally blanked. I was like, it just dawned on me. I was like, because isn't it the greatest? Well, the greatest is having, like, it's on a Thursday, right? Because then you really get, like, nobody goes back to work Friday. But Friday is the second best. When you have it on the weekend, it sucks, right? You're missing out on everything. But when it's on a Thursday, it's like you sneak that extra time. And you know Wednesday is a nothing day anyways. Most people got it off. Then Thursday is the holiday. Nobody's going back to work on Friday. And they got Saturday, Sunday. And it works out great, right? And then even kind of like when it's on that Tuesday, when the holiday is on that Tuesday too. But Friday's equally good. It kind of gives you that nice long weekend. But I totally thought it was Saturday. Sorry, guys. So we'll clarify that. But enjoy your day, guys. Ooh, I love it. So what Scott's saying is that we're going to honor the police and fire companies throughout the whole area and everything. I love that, Scott. But see, there again, just that creativity. That's just so creative. And Scott's saying over here on this side that he's hoping to have a new shipment of sweatshirts out. They look so good and they feel great to wear. So, make sure you guys buy those for $25. They're super, super cheap, super comfortable. They're not making anything out of it. They just want to get everybody in Rolling Patriots wear, you know what I mean? Scott, let me know when you get the fanny pack, okay? I'm going to order 10 in all the colors in the fanny pack, all right? But, and a scarf. I love my scarves. My scarves? Scarves. I don't think it's scarves, right? It's scarves. But you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody that attended. Thank you to everybody that wanted to be there but couldn't be there. Thank you to Watchmen and Proud Boys and, 3%ers. And thank you to Constitutional Coalition. Thank you to all the new people that showed up. Thank you to Carl Palladino and Ellicott Development, Billy Palladino. Thank you so much to both of them for everything that they do for us in support of us. Thank you to Buffalo Police Department. Thank you to Marching Patriots, Rolling Patriots, Breathe Free New York, Save Our Seniors that were there represented, FreeNewYorkState.com that was represented there last night, and any of the other groups. Small Business Coalition was there, Bayou, Critcham, the charities, I don't know the names, but Jason of KIA and 13 Monkeys, and then Coyote Cafe. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the DJ. Thank you so much to the DJ that it was there last night as well. And thank you to everybody that contributed in all your special ways. All the dancers, thank you. From young to old, dancing last night. You guys know I love to be out there and dancing. So if I'm forgetting anybody, please know it's not intentional. And thank you. You guys hands down. Hands down. Not even close. Not even close. The best New Year's ever. And I am so grateful for it, but so hopeful that we all don't allow any personal differences, some pettiness, anything that happens. I pray that this next year we are always able to just look past that and forgive and to truly look at this as a family. Always, that we will make mistakes, we will falter, we will fail, we will struggle, we will make those missteps, miscalculations. We may not acknowledge somebody, but I hope and pray that what we've built, what culminated in last night, will be perpetual. And that we'll always truly have that understanding in our minds, in our hearts, and in our souls, and in our spirits, that we don't have to subscribe to that pettiness or that bitterness or that angst, anger, hatred, whatever it is, that we can truly forgive, no matter what happens, to step back and take a look at what happened, and to, rather than personalize it and be offended or felt disrespected, to just take a breath, pull yourself back, take a look at what happened, understand what your role in it may have been, and to not hold it against somebody, and to have a conversation with somebody in a mature, in a civil way. And if we all remember that, then individually we'll be better. And if we remind one another when those occasions do arise, that we stick to that, and that we're there for each other unquestioningly, unequivocally, unconditionally, that's what family is truly all about and supposed to be. And then we get to create holidays that we just get to celebrate no matter what. We'll have a whole calendar. We'll do President's Day celebration. You know we're doing Valentine's Day. You know we're doing St. Patty's Day. We'll create a whole calendar for this year. Is there a donut day? Is there a hot cocoa day? We're going to celebrate that. We're going to celebrate that. Is there a hoodie sweatshirt day? If there's not, there should be one. But let's just keep it going and rolling, guys. It's because of who we are and how we're approaching one another with that love and that affection and that reverence and that consideration is why we're able to do the things that we can do and have what we had last night. And never, ever, ever in my life have I been a part of a New Year's Eve celebration where I was with 300 or 400 people that are family and that have my back. Have a drink, have a drink, have a drink. We paid this for you. The big smiles, the enthusiasm, the love, the high regard. Hey, you gonna have a drink with us? Have a drink with us. Okay, you know. Just so special. And thank you guys for making it that way. Because without you guys, we don't have this. All right. Too much. I'm full. I'm so full. But I love you guys very much. And sorry about the tooth thing earlier. Or you're welcome either way. I'll catch up with you guys later. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Love you guys.